I just finished The Secret of Secrets by Dan Brown, and I think it's one of the most interesting bridges between mainstream fiction and consciousness research. Brown has said that it took him about 8 years to wrap his head around the ideas in this book, specifically human consciousness, which I love the irony in that. 8 years to wrap your head around consciousness. That's funny. But you can feel the depth on this page. This is a thriller. It's fiction. There's mystery and danger and twists and a fast-moving plot. But what makes it different is how much of the book is actually dialogue as debate. The characters are constantly wrestling with questions like, what is consciousness? Is it local to the brain? Is it non-local? It almost reads like a thought experiment in action. Now, full transparency, I love deeply developed characters. These characters didn't become my best friends. I mean, you know Robert Langdon if you've read some of Dan Brown's other books. And parts of it were dense. I had to listen to it on some of my walks to get through some of the heavy content. But that wasn't the point for me. It's fiction, but it's very real. In fact, in the very beginning of the book, Dan Brown says, all artwork, artifacts, symbols, and documents in this novel are real. All experiments, technologies, and scientific results are true to life. All organizations in this novel exist. Pretty cool. He starts with the Nikola Tesla quote. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries. Now here's the plot synopsis. The Secret of Secrets follows Harvard symbologist Robert Langdon as he becomes entangled in a global mystery after the sudden disappearance of a scientist whose work could fundamentally alter how humanity understands consciousness itself. What happens if consciousness is not confined to the brain? The story blends a high-stakes thriller with philosophical and scientific debate, forcing characters and readers to confront the implications of knowledge that could reshape society. Sounds dramatic, but it's very cool. And one of the things that I love about it is that it is a primer on everything we talk about on the podcast. This is real, and this is the new arms race. This is the new Cold War, is studying consciousness and figuring out who can harness it and sort of decode it. Whether it's governments, agencies, and hopefully just you internally understanding yourself better. But I love that it discusses the ethical consequences of understanding the mind and sort of how we're talking about AI these days, but think about it in terms of your own inner self and your own thoughts and your own spirit of who you are. Highly recommend. I enjoyed it. Please leave your thoughts below if you've read it as well.